traveling down 40 heading towards 54 in Richland, and a car ended up hitting a telephone pole and flipping in the air. Within a minute, I stopped, got out, directing traffic away the other way. When I got up to it, a city truck ended up pulling up next to me, and I was directed him to tell him to stop the traffic from going around because the car was already smoking. The driver of the car actually ended up getting out. I mean, he was actually somehow okay because the car flipped and it was already smoking. And so I was directing the one lady back. When I looked back, the car's already on fire. And I looked back and I asked the one guy that was standing next to me. I said, "Where's the driver?" And he goes, "He's over there. He's trying to get back in his car while it was on fire." So I looked at him. I was like, "Oh my goodness, like this guy's getting back in his car." So I went over. I was like, "Sir, can you please come with me?" Really nicely. He's like, "Oh, I don't know what happened." And we walked a couple feet, and then the car actually blew up behind us. And I put him in my car and put my car in reverse, brought him back a couple, about 100 feet, and asked him his name, how old he was. He was actually in total shock. He just kept repeating, "There's stuff in my car. I wish I could just get the stuff out of my car." So right there I knew. And he said he was having quite a bit of chest pain, so I left him a door open, tried giving him water and stuff. And about a couple minutes later, the state police got there, and the fire company came. I was still talking to him, trying to make sure he was awake and everything. And then real quick, like I said, I took a real quick video of the car actually still on fire. So, I mean, the whole time he was in total shock. He still didn't understand what happened. After the fire company got there, they were putting the fire out, and police officers came, were talking to him and stuff. They were checking on him, and they were actually real happy. I put him in the car because he didn't even want to sit in the car the whole time when I brought him to the car. Like I said, he was in absolutely shock. It was very fast. I ran up to the car, not even thinking myself if the car could blow up that very second, and it engulfed within a minute. It was definitely going to go because we've heard about it. I've seen it happen before. Swedesboro, we had an incident. Because we run a market out here with my father, and an 18-wheeler ended up crashing, and the guy ended up burning in front of my father and my cousin. So I mean, that kind of did, I guess you could say, a backflash in the back of my mind. And I was just there. Everybody was starting to drive around it. I couldn't be that person to drive around. You see fire, it's like, oh my, it's the point of the people that are there first have to take care of them before the fire company gets there, the paramedics. I know he's always on call and everything. Actually, my twin brother's here if you'd like to come on over and give him his part of what you said. Yeah, give him your part of how you feel when you're coming. Now you can tell your part when you were on your way to the car. Yesterday was just like any other day, a normal day. Didn't think nothing of it, didn't think anything was going to happen. I mean, stuff always happens. It's 24/7. We respond when we can. We do what we can. Just one of those people that like to help, and
Sure.
some people have to do it. So not all of us can, and it's hard.
I guess at the time this was just your average,
It's
call
average
fire.
call. The beeper goes off and loud, and you're running out the door and listening to the call at the same time. And we got called out, like my brother said. I think it was like 2:45, something like that, around that area. We responded to the firehouse, got dressed up. A couple of us showed up, drivers, a couple of other people. We immediately started packing up in the fire truck because it went out as a car accident, pole, wires, possible wires down, a little bit of fire. And as our way there, we got the call that it was fully involved. So automatically we are strapping up, packing up, going fast, adrenaline's going. We're like, oh yeah, you're backing me up, you do this, you do that. We're getting ready, doing what we do with our chief and school and everybody trained us to do. It's just a normal day. We show up, jump out of the truck, grab the front bumper line, run up to the car and start blasting, getting the fire out as fast as we can.
At what point did you realize your brother was the guy that...
It was actually pretty funny because I was sitting there, we're putting it out, and it was hot. I mean, stuff's popping and smoke and everything. It's normal. About a minute and a half, we put it out, 2 minutes tops.
spraying it down, keeping it cool, take my gear off, like trying to keep cool because we don't need our air packs on and everything. And then I hear real loud because the voice just caught me. I hear, "Hey, schmuck, you missed a spot." I'm like, "What?" Look over, 10 feet from me, there's my brother looking at me, and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" And everybody else is like looking at me, like laughing. Everybody's laughing
half
at
the people didn't even know I had the guy in my car. I mean, 3 people came up. They're like, "Is he in there?" I was like, "No, he's not. He's actually in my car." And they're like, "What? He's okay?" I was like, "Yeah, he's okay now." But he, like I said, he was wanting to go back to his car, and it was very touch and go for me. I mean, you do what you do when you do it. You know, you don't think right away. After you think about it, you're like, "Wow, that was kind of crazy." But it's the people that you need like this to respond.
Well, you're the train guy. Was that a smart move for him to go in and try to help
Oh,
this
it
guy?
definitely was. I mean, it's kind of hard because a lot of people, they either can get in the way or they help or they panic or they don't know what to do. Like on certain car accidents, I've seen people yell at somebody, "Get out of the car," because it's an accident. They're in panic mode themselves, but sometimes it's like you should sit there, don't let them move. They're hurt. You don't know what they're going to be like. That is the scariest thing today is people are afraid to help because they don't know what to do, or they're afraid they're going to get in trouble, or they're like, no, wait till somebody shows up. But in his case, like, I didn't even know he's there, nothing. I knew nothing would happen. All I know is the car is on fire and I'm spraying it out. Don't know if the guy's in there. I don't know nothing. All I know is I was trained to get out and put the fire out as fast as we could. To hear that it was him that got the guy and got him away from the car, it was I was like, that's pretty cool. So, you know, one twin gets him out and the other one puts it out. You know, that's exactly what I thought afterwards. And I heard about it. It's very interesting. That's why I told him later, thanks, because I see a lot of people that want to help. A lot of people drive around. They don't know. Everybody looks. It's like everybody can look, but they don't touch. And, you know, a lot of people can do it and a lot of people can't. And, you know.
Yeah, that old saying, sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. This was actually, I was at the right place at the right time for him. And I'm just grateful he went to the hospital and everything was okay. I mean, like I told him, he was worried about stuff. I said, nothing in the world is worth more than your life, and especially your car full of stuff.
Sure.
I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, live another day. So,
you ever seen your brother put out CarFire? Is this the first time you got a chance to see him?
No, I've actually seen him before put out a fire, but this is actually the first time I was actually involved with the incident that happened. So, I mean, and everybody was, like I said, they were hysterical. They were like, "Oh, look, it was Tom," the whole time. So
everybody's doing double takes. So one of our guys are like, "Wasn't he just in gear?" And they're like, "Wait. Oh, that's his brother." They're like, "Oh, he's here too." It's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's my twin. Hi guys. Yeah, he looks the same. There he is, right there."
So I had a lot of people actually tell me thank you, because they wouldn't do anything. They were actually said I wouldn't have been able to run up, even with a little bit of fire. Just the thought of it blowing up, I was like, I wasn't thinking of that really either that very second. Maybe for a quarter of a second, I thought, "Oh man, it's on fire. It might blow up," but I just wanted to know where the guy was. Like I said, we were directing traffic. We also had a guard from a jail was there. He was making sure people were staying away. I mean, we were there for a couple minutes before anybody showed up. And like I said, it's about the people that are there. You know, you can't always wait for. I mean, you want to, but you can't always wait for the police or the paramedics, because every second counts. And like I said, if he might have gotten fully back in the car, because my adrenaline was still going, I just knew he could not go back to the car. He was right next to it going back in, and I'm like, he was just out of it. I just went right for him. I was like, "Hey, come here," you know, all nice and calm. "Look, come sit in my car." "No, I'm fine." No, really, I just want you to come sit, you know, relax.
How soon from when you got him away from the car to the car finally, right? Because
it was already lit a little bit, yeah. By the time it actually fully combusted and everything, I want to say like 20 seconds. I didn't get far. The video footage I actually gave him that truck. My truck was next to that, and I got him in. I put it in reverse, went back like 100 feet, and it was already going.
Fully involved.
Yeah, it was
going.
It was close. Like if I paused, say for a minute, that probably would have been him. You know, and thank God it wasn't.